In this world, if you can't swim, you bound to drizzle. Yeah. And if you fall, you better pick your punk ass up. That's right.
YouTube, we back in the Low Key Cave, Keyshawn Nimes YouTube page, aka Mr. Low Key, and we are back with another TV show review, and we are finally back with BMF Season 2, and this is Episode 1, Family Dinner. Apologies for me being late with my reviews and everything. I got a lot going on this week. For one, I got a sick child. She had the flu. Not only that, I've had to do a little rearranging with my equipment or whatever. But once again, apologies for me coming through kind of late with the reviews and reactions. But your boy is here. I am back. Uncut This Talk will be back live tomorrow, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. I got a couple more reviews I'm gonna get off today besides the BMF review. I'm gonna try to get Tulsa King out. Not only that, I'm trying to do a couple reviews over the weekend. But yes, once again, too, apologies for those reactions yesterday. I kind of feel like I don't kind of feel like, I do feel like they was lackluster because of the quality. Once again, I wasn't on my equipment. I used somebody else's for the fact of I wanted to just go ahead and get these reactions done because I got tired of waiting, man. I was like, I want to check these trailers out. For one, Wu-Tang had dropped yesterday, and I was like, no, I got to check this out. I got to do a reaction to this. But other than that, man, I do apologize for that kind of lackluster quality. I'll make sure I just probably have to wait the next time instead of just trying to give y'all something. Once again, that was me being excited and wanting to come through and do those reactions to those trailers because I just seen a couple of images here and there for Ant-Man and them. The other ones I haven't really seen or checked out yet as far as You Season 4 Part 1 trailer and the Wu-Tang trailer that had dropped yesterday. But once again, man, we are back with another TV show review, and we got Black Mafia Family, BMF, back, BIGMEECH, Southwest T, Terry. Let's get into it, man. We start this off from the perspective of Terry, Southwest T. Last season, of course, we started that off with an older version of BIGMEECH, and now we're starting this off from the point of view of Southwest T. Once again, they was they was on the outs with each other. They was on the odds. So I like this. I like the perspective, and I like the introduction. The only thing I didn't like to this was the fact that knowing that Detective Brian is actually going to be around for a very long time. And it was like, okay, y'all kind of giving it away that he ain't going to die. And ain't nothing going to really happen to him. And the fact that he going to kind of be on them for a long time. One thing that does kind of interest me is what's going to keep Detective Brian on them. I know it ain't just going to be the fact of what went on with the partner or whatever. I feel like it's going to definitely be a lot more that has him basically dedicating his career to going after Terry and Meech. But yeah, man, we do get this started off with Southwest T pretty much about to go on the run. You know, I think they had already caught Meech, but now he's about to leave or whatever, and he kind of going over the whole thing with them having these dinners or whatever because of the situations that be going down and what they involved in, because anything could go down at any point. And once again, at this point, he's pretty much getting busted. Not only we get Detective Brown, but we get the other detective that's pretty much his partner, or whatever. Shout out to the other detective played by my girl who be on Saturday Night Live. I can't get her name at this time, but yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing where they gonna go with this as far as his perspective, because we do get him kind of narrating the story this time around. Going in from there, we go back in time. We finally get back to not really the present, but of course where we at with Meech and them as far as the 80s or whatever. And we get Meech in Las Vegas. I really, really, really enjoyed this scene, man, because once again, this is the 80s. This is the time around you got these major big drug dealers out here that was kind of major and had big names at the time. Last year they did a little bit of a little cameo, you know, with White Boy Rick or whatever. But not only that, this time around, we getting like images and views from Freeway Ricky Ross, because Meech is walking through the club in Las Vegas, and this is the 80s once again. So you got a lot of these major drug dealers that was out and about out here, really outside. You got Freeway Ricky Ross and his crew. You got the Jamaican posse or whatever. Once again, man, Freeway Ricky Ross. When we gonna get is 50 Cent kind of hinting that he want to do his story. I know we got Snowfall. You know that's supposed to be loosely based off Freeway, but I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that at all. But I do. I mean, I ain't gonna say I like them kind of paying homage, because I mean they doing what they doing or whatever. But I do like them kind of, you know what I'm saying, letting everybody know as far as the audience just how deep and infiltrated, you know what I'm saying, Meechman was out here even before they had fully got on and got affiliated, how involved they was with all these other major crime organizations that was out here or whatever. Not only that, man, of course, man, Lucille and Charles. I don't know what it is with the writing. I don't know what y'all be having going on in the writers' room or whatever, or why y'all be trying to go so hard. But I wonder how the real life parents, as far as well, the real life father of Meech and Terry feel about this. Lord willing, he ain't passing nothing. I don't know if he is, but I don't think he has. But I just want to know how he feels as far as how he's being portrayed, because last season they had him looking like he greedy and shit. He wanted to take T Money because he's the one that got his eye messed up or whatever. Now they got him still kind of, they struggling or whatever. Of course, they not accepting Meech's money or whatever, so they still doing what they doing. And they got this little scene with them in there eating breakfast or whatever. And Charles, he's looking like he greedy or whatever. He eating a last donut. You got Lucille looking over at another couple eating a steak dinner with eggs or whatever. And Charles over there like, don't worry about it. As soon as this little project go through, because Charles and Terry, they doing the whole car thing, trying to do the whole thing with the money that Terry's supposed to be getting for his eye or whatever. So they trying to start this business. Charles, he's saying what he gonna do or whatever. And Lucille looking like, man, she just, she done once again. And you can tell, man, it's either another scene where Charles, like, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, my boy Charles trying to, trying to get him a little something. Lucille looking at the clock like, man, we gotta be at work in a couple hours, man. And the fact that she thinking about all this other shit that's going on with the bills, the sisters need stuff. They still needing a lot of things, man. And your boy Charles trying to get it in, and like, you ain't getting nothing and struggling. It's a man running around out here now, like, niggas out here trying to get something and struggling. I'm sorry, man. It's just the fact that why they keep writing Charles this way, man. I don't feel like he deserves it, man. And I just want to know how the real father feels as far as them portraying him in this, man. I don't know what's going on, but Meech actually comes up to Lucille, man, meeting at the job. She's working at Wendy's right now, whatever. They having a conversation. Of course, Meech is trying to give her some money or whatever. The conversation I do like about with Meech and Lucille, though, is Meech kind of giving Charles his respect, man. And that's one thing I did like as far as what they did, because even Meech kind of looking at it like him now being a father, he kind of seeing the point of view of where Charles is coming from or whatever, and why he don't want to deal with the stuff he has going on. So shout out to Meech, man, and what he said to Lucille or whatever. Outside of that, though, your boy Detective Brian, we're kind of getting a little mix in his life, and we're trying to getting a little deeper involved in what he has going on outside of the police department. And come to find out, well, I don't know if he mentioned it last season or whatever, but he has a son, and we're kind of getting his perspective as far as him being a single father, because now he's took on the role as far as being a full-time father, because he has some type of custody thing going on in court, and now he has full custody of his son or whatever. And I ain't gonna front, Detective Brian ain't no bad dude, man. I mean, besides the stuff he has going on with Meech, or what he had going on with Meech or whatever, dude look like he gonna be an honest, good father or whatever. I wonder, is this gonna play into what he has going on with Meech, though? Is this gonna get in, is something gonna happen with his son getting involved with his job or whatever? Or is his son gonna find out certain things? It's gonna be interesting, because I know they're not bringing his son in for no reason. Another thing we got going on is Detective Brian got a new partner, Veronica. And she's not like your typical as far as by the book person, because I thought she was gonna kind of be on the nose. I don't know if she was gonna kind of look at Charles like he had other things going on similar to his ex-partner who ended up being killed or whatever. And they do mention those things as far as, Lamar being dead, Kato being dead, and his old partner being dead or whatever. And of course, he's still thinking about this, dealing with your boy B. Mickey, because the whole gun situation and him having that gun on B. Mickey. We're gonna get to that. But yes, his new partner, I mean, she ain't no Battle Books type of detective or whatever. She kind of like off the rails a little bit. I ain't saying she's a bad cop or whatever, but she kind of like, she'll do her own thing to get the job done pretty much. And Detective Brian kind of is that similar person. So maybe it's going to work out a little bit better than I thought it was, because he kind of at first like not feeling this situation as far as being partnered up with her or whatever. But seeming like it might be a good situation as far as him. We're going to see where that go. Outside of that, though, your boy, Terry, he out here got his eyes on Lala, man. I forgot her name in the show, man. My bad, y'all. But I know she was in last season. She wasn't in a lot of episodes, but she was somebody's wife or something like that. But yeah, your boy Terry is all over it, man. With that being said, Terry is on the straight and forward. Him and Meech is on the outs with each other, and even with them kind of seeing each other, they not really feeling each other. You got Meech like, man, fuck this nigga, man. I ain't fooling with this nigga. And he of course, he feeling some type of way as far as Meech, and Terry leaving because of them trying to do what they trying to do, and the fact that that clientele that Meech is trying to get right now, he can't get because Big L won't fool with nobody except Terry, and Big L won't fool with Meech because of the whole flashing thing or whatever. And that's what a lot of things going on with this episode too, is Meech trying to do that. With that being said, Terry, the situation he got going on, his girl do end up coming back with the baby. Only thing is, Terry ain't thinking about that. I mean, he thinking about his baby, of course, he messed up, but he thinking about Lala, man, and that's all he fantasizing about. Man, it's a lot going on in the Flinton house as far as Charles and Lucille. Lucille done had enough of baby girl as far as Terry and BIGMEECH's sister. Because, man, she been running her mouth. And it's a scene in here where goddamn Lucille went straight black mama on the little sister and slapped the goddamn grace out of her mouth, man. I mean, I looked at that scene like it was normal. Like, I ain't seen nothing crazy about that. I mean, Lucille got a lot going on, though. The fact that they still struggling. Then you got her out here still trying to be smart or whatever. So, yeah, she had enough. She was done with it. Of course, your boy Charles in the background like, do what your mama say. Do what your mama say. Excuse me, y'all. Outside of that, though, we got this little basketball game that's going down. And it's Meech and Terry there at the same time. Of course, they still not talking to each other. Meech is there, though, because he's trying to get in good with one of the coaches that's coaching the team, a guy named K9. I think he was mentioned last season. I can't remember whatever, but we do get a full introduction to K9, and your boy is on full demon time. He ends up shooting somebody after this basketball game in broad daylight. And not only that, telling Meech to pretty much come on. I mean, he was on some straight up Nino Brown shit. Broad daylight, rock a bomb baby type shit. He didn't care. And from here on, we pretty much have him and Meech trying to come to some type of agreement. More so than anything, it's really Meech, because he's trying to once again get a little clientele going, because he's trying to form something as far as the 12th Street Boys and the 50 Boys, because he's really trying to stop a lot of the little static they got still going on, kind of, with Lamar out of the picture or whatever. So he's trying to bring everybody together to fully form BMF. But he need that plug so he can supply everybody and keep everybody pretty much going and happy or whatever. So he's trying to do that. A little situation he come across with K9 is that he kind of like, he don't know. He don't know if he want to fool with him. And it don't help the situation when they talking and Big L show up. And of course, he ain't already fooling with Big Meech. And she kind of know K9 or whatever. So now you got Meech kind of still kind of looking crazy on the outs or whatever. But K9 lets him know that he might be in touch and maybe he don't. We gonna see. Other than that, boy, you got your boy Meech still trying to get Terry back in on the game or whatever. Terry ain't trying to hear it, man. Terry trying to do his own thing. He's trying to stay at the game. He's trying to be legal. Your boy out here not trying to get caught up for the fact that he trying to take care of his family, more so than anything, his baby, because like I said, he thinking about Lala. On the other ends of that, though, K9 does eventually come through for Meech. He ends up working with him and letting them pretty much get supplied. The only thing is, K9 ain't Meech's previous plug. Even though Meech's previous plug, shout out to my boy Avon Barksdale, he is a whole different demon as far as K9, and he lets Meech know, like, man, hey, as much as I'm trying to go ahead and let work with you or whatever, you don't come up with that bread, man, you gonna be out of here. I'm letting, it's over. You done. And this ain't no talking or nothing. You've seen what he did at the basketball game, so it's gonna be interesting to see how Meech deal with this. If any little complications come into play, we gonna see. And I think that's another reason why Meech's trying to get Terry in, because he don't want to go full in by himself. Give or take how his relationship is with BIGMEECH, he still want Terry there. He want his brother there with him. Speaking of, after Meech and K9 come to a formal agreement, he pretty much lets the 12th Street Boys know and the 50 Boys know, like, hey, y'all want to be in this? Everybody got to work together. Can't be no beefing or none of that. And if it's going to be that, y'all got to go. And they're letting everybody know, I got the plug now. We can all make this money, keep it going. He also had this conversation with BIGMEECH, pretty much letting him know he wanted him to be his right-hand man. And that's after, of course, he had the conversation with Terry, because he really want him back in. But he letting BIGMEECH know, like, you my guy. After that loyalty you showed by doing what you did to Kato, I mean, you that man now. Once again, BIGMEECH still, feeling some type of way as far as the situation. He was in love with Kato. But not only that, he still got this shit hanging over his head as far as Detective Brian having that gun on him or whatever. So it's going to be interesting to see how your boy BIGMEECH deal with that, because when BIGMEECH leave from talking to Meech, he pretty much runs into Detective Brian at his house. Once again, Detective Brian reminded him about this gun, and he needs some information on Meech now. He give him a little bit as far as BIGMEECH letting him know that Terry not in, and Meech pretty much running everything. But, of course, Brian wants more, and he wants a whole lot more. He's still kind of not grieving, but he feeling some type of way about the situation happening with his partner. And he wants Meech. So that's the thing about it. So is your boy BIGMEECH going to end up kind of telling? I don't know, man, because he kind of giving off some little hints here and there. I mean, he's saying this in the third about Meech pretty much running everything. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if BIGMEECH gonna be able to hold it down, man, because he looking at that gun and everything. So we're gonna see how this play out, man, with Meech finally getting what he need. But that situation too, with him trying to deal with K9 and a whole different type of person besides the plug that he was previously dealing with. The biggest thing though, I think we seen that night, as far as this episode, the biggest thing probably from this episode, of course, is the demon. The man himself, Mr. You Can't Stop the Rain. The man is alive. Freddy Krueger, the boogeyman. This nigga is a straight up demon in real time. He is alive. Detective Brian has been keeping him alive, and he pretty much is trying to see if he can keep him or get him to be able to wake up to tell them who shot him. We all know that was Meech, and I think he knows that as far as Detective Brian, but he wants him to wake up and say that so he can pretty much get Meech finally. The thing is Lamar gonna tell him, or is Lamar gonna be on his own little revenge path and go after Meech himself? That's gonna be interesting because Lamar pretty much got the best of the best before the fact that everybody thinks he's dead. Give or take, if Detective Brian lets everybody know that he's alive, then it's gonna pretty much end that. And I'm pretty much sure Detective Brian gonna let him know that. Like, nigga, if you don't tell me who shot you, then I'm gonna let everybody know you're alive anyway. So when you do go back out on these streets, you're gonna end up dead anyway. Was Lamar charged with anything? Because I'm like, didn't they have something on him? I'm not sure. Anyway, yes, the guy's alive. I think this was a big mystery because I did not expect him to be alive. I think he was done. I mean, like, damn, I wanted to go back and look at the episode, but I remember Meech point blank shooting this man in his chest a couple of times, and he ain't having no vest. Give or take, he was the boogeyman, but we gonna see, man. It's gonna be interesting to see how Meech's gonna try to deal with all these things that's going on. Detective Brian dealing with this new plug as far as K9, and now the fact that he don't even know Lamar's alive. It's going to be interesting, man. But yes, I definitely enjoyed this episode. I'm glad BMF is back. We will be on time with reviews better going into next week. Definitely, y'all going to be looking out for this BMF review as far as episode 2, more than likely Saturday. If not Saturday, it's going to be on there Sunday. I'll let y'all know, though, because I do work this entire weekend, and I got a lot of more things I'm going to be working on. Peacock got the new Sick horror movie coming out that I'm trying to do a review on, written by the screenwriter, of course, Kevin Williamson, that I'm actually looking forward to. I'm a fan of Kevin Williamson and his writing somewhat as far as his slashes. I like the show he used to have on Fox called The Following with Kevin Bacon, so I'm interested to see what he can do with this, man, and I heard it's a very, very good chase scene in this movie that I want to check out. Outside of that, though, of course, Uncut is Talk Friday, and I'm trying to get Gone Girl in somewhere in there, but I'm thinking we trying to do the menu actually Sunday, so I'm going to let y'all know, though. Outside of that, though, make sure you hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell, let you know when I upload new videos. And let me know how y'all feel about this new episode as far as BMF and how y'all feeling about season 2 so far, even though we only got one episode. Other than that, we out.